Bismillah and salam alaikum. Today I want to talk specifically about those people online that are very mean, aggressive, and rude to reverts, new reverts in Islam. They could be just a few months or they could be a couple of years. You know who you are. The rest of us call you the haram police, right? And let me start by reflecting on a very important observation is that each one of us, reverts or even born Muslims, we are on our own journey to Allah. We are learning. No one knows the religion entirely and completely, not even the scholars, right? The only one who knew it was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We are always learning, okay? And so each one of us are on different points in that journey, different level of learning. Even as a born Muslim myself, I'm on my journey, and I'm on a different path that could be different from any one of you. Not can be, definitely is different from any one of you. And this path we're on is very specific to each one of us as individuals. Now, this video I'm going to talk about in two parts because I need to give it its fair share, because I need you guys to stop and think about it and think before you make any comments online on people who are still learning the religion. Okay? Now, Islam does encourage advising one another, enjoying that we tell each other good things and that we share good things with each other, but with wisdom, mercy, knowledge, and manners. And that is what we're lacking nowadays. Okay? Now let us reflect on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet preached in Mecca for 13 years before Hijrah. What did he teach? During this period, primarily, our Prophet was teaching Tawheed, Aqidah, belief in Allah, the hereafter, purification of hearts, patience, sincerity, not haram and halal, not how to practice, okay? Not siyam, not the actual details of the salat. This all came later in the prophethood journey, 13 years. In Sahih al-Bukhari, Yusuf ibn Mahak reported that Aisha radiallahu anha, okay, she said that verily the first verses to be revealed from the shorter chapters at the end of the Quran, this is in the beginning of the prophethood, in them is mentioned paradise and hellfire, until people were firmly established upon Islam, and verses of lawful and unlawful were revealed. In the first verse to be revealed, if the first verse were to be revealed, do not drink wine. They would have said, we will never stop drinking wine. And if the first verse revealed was do not commit adultery, they would have said, we will never stop committing adultery, because this is all haram and halal. And people did not have the foundation of the aqidah. Okay, so pause with that thought for a moment. 13 years, this is the Sahaba, the companions with the Prophet. They saw him, they heard him, right? Faith foundation comes first, okay? Rulings came later. And the transformation between them was gradual. 13 years, that is more than half of the prophethood journey. The prophethood journey was 23 years. 13 years is on aqidah and foundation and belief and the purification of the heart and having it right here properly in your nafs, in your heart. Because our foundation in religion is most important, Surah Ibrahim 14:24-25, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, have you not considered how Allah presents an example, making a good word like a good tree, whose root is firmly fixed and it's branched high in the sky? Our aqidah, our faith, is the root. Okay? So imagine this is the approach that the Prophet was asked to take mass Sahaba more than 1,400 years, right? When they're kind of a closed community, the only way they interacted with people through traveling caravans. Can you imagine our condition now with the exposure that we have to fitna, to temptations? Social media, internet, the propaganda, all this hate messaging against Muslims. What are you doing to the people who are newly reverted to Islam, who have just found their faith? And you're sitting on every single thing they do. This is haram. This is not you doing. You should cover your hair. You should do this. You should. Look in the mirror. It's a reflection for you. There's just so much going on, and then you're adding to it. Why? You know, in part 2 of the video, I will talk about the mannerisms. How do we approach each other when we need to talk, or when we rectify, or when we want to advise people, right? Until then, spend a little time thinking of the journey of Islam. You know, how Islam was revealed? Go look into the seerah. Find out how slow it had to go in the beginning. They had to do it secretly. You don't know any of these brothers and sisters that are newly reverted. What is their community that they're living in? That maybe they would be mocked if they showed their Islam. Maybe they are in a household that they would be insulted and humiliated. How do you know? How do you know? Be nice, be kind. And then look at us as born Muslims. Did we, subhanAllah, come, talk, and we started praying and everything all together? Even as Salah, the Prophet asked, there were phases until 7 years old, teach them, from 7 to 14, scold them to it. And after 14, it becomes obligatory. 14 years of your life until Salah became obligatory. But you expect a Muslim who became a Muslim 2-3 months ago or a year ago, like subhanallah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, every day download. Like the Matrix, if you go for watch the movie, you just sit down, put a chip in your head, and everything gets downloaded and you apply right away. Patience. Patience with ourselves and patience with the people around us. Just reflect. Just sit and think. Even your own personal journey as a Muslim who's been a Muslim for many years. Did you learn everything at one shot? Did you? Were you able to read the Quran all at one shot? If you can read it, can you do tajweed? Can you do tartil? There's so many levels, right? Just an observation. Think about it.